So it turns out in the last NFL football season, NFL football owners were scared of one person in particular, and it wasn't Colin Kaepernick. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Axios reporting, and also the New York Times reporting, that secret NFL recordings of NFL owners terrified of who? That's right, President Donald Trump. The story from Axios here: NFL players, owners, and executives had a confidential meeting at league headquarters last October to address President Trump's attacks against the league in the wake of player protest instigated by former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick against police brutality by kneeling during the national anthem, according to the New York Times. Axios, if you haven't visited their website before, AXIOS, they kind of break this down into a why it matters, why you should care, kind of big quotes, stuff like that. Here's what Axios puts: why it matters. A recording of the meeting obtained by the New York Times shows that owners were deeply worried about the impact that protest might have on the economic future of the league, pressuring players to put an end to the situation as quickly as possible. One big quote here: New England Patriots owner Bob Kraft, who is a supporter and friend of Trump, addressed the impact of the protest. Quote, "The problem we have is we have a president who will use that as fodder to do his mission that I don't feel is in the best interest of America. It's divisive and it's horrible." Houston Texans owner Bob McNair addressed the players in the room directly, asking them to spread the word to end the protest in order to ward off Trump's attacks against the league. Quote, "You fellas need to ask your compadres, fellas. Stop that business. Let's go out and do something that really produces positive results. Quote, and will help you." Players are upset about how the owners have treated Colin Kaepernick and so on and so forth. So owners were basically worried about President Trump and the impact that Trump was having on the National Football League. And they should have been worried about it. But who they should really be worried about are these players who decide to interject politics into the NFL. Hopefully the owners and the players have learned from last season that NFL football fans, we're fine if you want to protest after the game. We're fine if you want to bring up stuff during a press conference. We've got no problem if you want to raise your hand in a touchdown celebration, or if you want to do something like that. We've got no problem with that at all. But when you kneel during the national anthem, that is showing disrespect to the troops and to the nation. It's something that hopefully Colin Kaepernick has learned, though I don't really think he has. And I hope other football players have learned. And I hope the NFL ownership has learned as well. NFL viewership is dropping, and it does, I think it does have a little bit to do with players who are taking a knee and disrespecting the national anthem. People don't want to see that. NFL football fans, who are by and large conservative, by the way, don't want to see any of that crap. They're tuning in to watch players play a game. NFL football fans are not there to watch you comment on what you think are the social ills of the day by kneeling during the national anthem. You can do it on your own time. You can do it whenever you want. Just look at the NBA. The NBA has actually seen an uptick in ratings, and they are one of the more outspoken leagues against Donald Trump, but they don't do it during the national anthem. LeBron James, he's no fan of Trump. He goes after Trump all the time, but you don't have fans boycotting the league. Now, the league, NBA fans are more liberal overall than NFL football fans, but still you have the NBA basketball players who have respected the national anthem, and there hasn't been really a big dust-up in the NBA as compared to what we see or what we saw in the NFL last season. Hopefully we won't see that again in the upcoming football season. And by the way, it's one of the reasons why a lot of people, including myself, watching a lot more baseball because they're not throwing politics at all into that sport, and that is a good thing. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 a.m. KFYO. Have a great day.